Have you ever stood in the grocery store meat aisle, looked at two steaks that look exactly the same, but noticed one costs $12 and the other costs $40? You look closer at the label and see words like Select, Choice, or Prime. Most people think these are just marketing buzzwords used by grocery stores, but today we are busting that myth. Those labels are actually part of a highly strict scientific grading system that dictates how flavorful your steak will be. In this video, we are breaking down every major steak grade. By the end, you'll know exactly what you're paying for and how to spot a hidden gem. Before we look at the specific grades, we have to understand how meat gets graded. In the United States, the Department of Agriculture inspects beef. They look at two main things: the age of the cattle and something called marbling. Marbling is not that thick strip of white fat running along the outside edge of your New York strip. That's just gristle. True marbling consists of the tiny flecks of white fat woven intramuscularly inside the red meat itself. Why does this matter? Because in the world of steak, fat equals flavor. When you throw a steak on a screaming hot cast iron skillet, that intramuscular fat melts. It literally bastes the steak from the inside out, making the meat incredibly tender, buttery, and juicy. The more marbling a steak has, the higher the grade it receives. Let's look at the three grades you see on shelves every single day. First up, at the bottom of the premium tier, we have the Department of Agriculture, USDA Select. If you look closely at a Select steak, you'll notice it's almost completely red. It is very lean with a significant lack of intramuscular fat. Because it has less fat, it's much cheaper to buy, but it comes with a major catch. It is the least tender and least flavorful. If you throw a Select steak directly onto a grill over high heat, it can easily dry out and become tough. My pro tip for Select meat is simple: don't grill it dry. Select meat is perfect for marinating, braising, or slicing thin. It's great for stir-fries and fajitas, where you introduce outside moisture and acids to break down the tough muscle fibers. Next up is the middle tier, and the absolute sweet spot for most steak lovers: USDA Choice. Look at the difference here. You can see a lot more of those beautiful white flecks of marbling scattered through the meat. USDA Choice accounts for the vast majority of the beef you will find at your local supermarket. It strikes the perfect balance. It has enough intramuscular fat to give you a juicy, flavorful steak experience without breaking the bank. If you are cooking a backyard dinner for friends, a Choice ribeye or New York strip is your absolute best bet. It's forgiving to cook, tastes fantastic, and offers incredible value for your money. Now we step into the elite territory: USDA Prime. Just look at a prime steak. The marbling here is intense. It looks like a completely different product compared to the Select steak. USDA Prime represents only about 5% of all beef sold in the US. It comes from young, well-fed cattle. Because of this extreme marbling, it is incredibly buttery, rich, and tender. This is the exact grade of meat that luxury steakhouses buy. Ever wonder why a steak tastes so much better at a fancy restaurant? It's not just a secret cooking technique. It's simply because they are buying a drastically higher quality of meat. Because it's so rare, prime beef is expensive. But cooking it at home gives you restaurant-quality flavor at a fraction of the price. But what if I told you that you could get prime quality for a Choice price? Here's a massive insider grocery store hack. Government inspectors grade the entire animal at once. Because of this, the grading system is a spectrum. Inside the Choice bin, there are steaks at the bottom and steaks at the very top end, often called top choice. These miss being labeled prime by a fraction of a percent. Don't just grab the first package you see. Look for the single steak with the highest amount of white flecks. You are effectively buying a prime-level steak for half the price. So what's the verdict? For midweek stir-fry, save money and grab Select. For weekend grilling, Choice is your king. And if you want to experience absolute luxury and melt-in-your-mouth texture, treat yourself to Prime. Drop a comment below and let me know. What grade of steak do you normally buy, and could you tell the difference? If you love this, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out our guide to steak cuts. See you next time.